that's a wrap. Thank you very much for participating in Edison Open House, the Future of Transport 2021. I think we've had 3 days of fantastic content from companies in the sector, from influencers, from investors participating in this sector. And I wanted to take a moment, firstly, to thank all of our speakers for taking time to come to this event, our panelists for the four panels that took place, and in particular our keynote from Virgin Hyperloop and Josh Geigel, and our sponsors, London Stock Exchange Group, OTC Markets, and Influence Mobility, who've been fantastic at supporting this event. A huge thanks to Vivian Parry, who has been the anchor for this event, has interviewed all the companies participating, and has brought that continuity to this event. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the Edison team and the Core London team for helping produce this event. In particular, would like to mention Rachel Carroll, Suki Thompson, Scott Wilkinson, and Lynn Lee from the Edison team, who put an enormous amount of time and effort into bringing this event together. If I was to reflect on the events, there are probably 5 sort of standout learnings for me, which I wanted to share with you. The first is the debate about whether electrification is happening or not. I think this is now yesterday's question. The amount of content that I saw and the sort of conviction with which these companies are going at transforming this industry suggests to me that it's not a question of if, it's going to be when. The second point is around the energy and innovation that we are seeing from the entire supply chain. And conveying this sort of sense of purpose, it's really difficult, but it feels electric. And this sense is that tipping point is sooner than we may think. Examples of some of the innovation that really stood out for me was the wireless charging from Electrian and Arrival's composite materials that allow for a lighter vehicle, which makes it more competitive compared to conventional vehicles. And this composite material can be recycled, so it fits in very much with the sort of circular economy theme. In terms of the third point is that the scale of transformation is such that it's not only changing the industry, but it's also potentially going to change the way we as individuals do things. For example, I was particularly taken by Centrica's approach to tying in our household energy management to the charging of electric vehicles. And Josh Geigel outlining Virgin Hyperloop, the first new mass transit solution in generations. In an era of mass change, I'm really hopeful that new ways that are more efficient and better for our environment will get adopted quicker. Any industry that's going through transformation requires investor support, and the role of carbon credits shouldn't be forgotten. And this was brought out by Lawrence Freeman from Bird and Bird, who was the former legal counsel for Tesla in Europe. As emission standards get tougher and tougher, the value of these carbon credits is going to become more and more valuable to the conventional industry. And I think that as investors are assessing this industry, they should make note of the fact that these are going to contribute both to the cash flow and the sort of funding profile of these companies. The final point I would like to sort of reflect on is that with so much pioneering work taking place, there is an enormous communication challenge for the industry to get the consumer more comfortable and to get to the point where mass adoption happens sooner. This is one of the points that came out in Pam Thomas's interview from the Faraday Institution in her anecdote about the car dealer not knowing about local charging infrastructure. So Edison is here. We are looking to bring knowledge to investors and to continually unearth new ideas, new sources of information to help them make better and better informed investment decisions. We've got a huge investor network both in Europe and in North America, and actually are read across the world. And we love putting together events like this. The role of Edison is to help for the future of transport actually convey the transformative nature of what it's doing to this investment community. And we're looking to continue the dialogue in the weeks and the months ahead. If I could make a request that as you're watching this, if any other ideas come to you as to what a few future of open house events that you'd like us to put together, please let me know. There is a link at the bottom of this video that you can send to us. And finally, if you'd like to subscribe to our content, please register at www.edisongroup.com. My thanks to everyone for participating in Edison Open House Future Transport 2021. It's been a huge pleasure to put it together, and we're looking forward to the next next open house, whatever that might be.